What's up, model building fans? Hey, it's Brian, and it is time to talk about this guy, the 40 food. I got food on the mind. The 40 Ford Coupe A. Let's see. So, it's been a minute, as the young folks like to say. We have had other things going on in our life, but now we're able to get back onto the 40 Ford and do some more stuff to it before we have to go on vacation again for our next trip for the holidays. Let's see. Let's start with the body. Here we have the body. So, we've been noticing that we actually have a little bit of a warpage going on with our running board bit here. So we're going to see if we can try steaming this and see if we can get it to either flatten out or just crumple up into a big giant rice ball. So we'll see how that goes. But we still need to do a little bit more rounding in here, and I think we're going to try Mr. Mark Batten's idea where he wraps some sandpaper around one of these little pill jar guys here and give that a twirl. See if that helps out a little bit better than the tire idea I was trying, because the tires were too narrow. I kept slipping off the very thin edge here. A little bit of a frustration moment there. Also, what we've done to the body is we have deleted the chrome spear that goes down the side, that starts in the front of the hood and goes all the way down around the backside. Didn't really like it because it was molded so faintly on ours. It was hard to actually kind of disseminate where everything was. And I thought we'll go ahead and shave that off there. I was talking to Pappy about that. And he's like, go for it, but just keep in mind that you might be removing some of the accents for the vehicle type of thing. And I thought, yeah, that's a good point, but we'll give it a try anyway. So we went ahead and sanded it down, then realized that there's actually this actual body molding ridge right through here, and you can see we're still trying to get that to come out a little bit. We're using an oval shaped file, a jeweler's file, and this probably isn't going to show us very well here, but it's kind of football shaped. And we've been going along at this nice angle like this here, just kind of going along and just sort of getting everybody to line up just right. We did that all the way through under the hood, because the hood actually was thinly molded for this area also. And you see how it just kind of tapers to a point right there. Came out perfect on that side. Let's check the passenger side and see how that looks. Hey, that looks good too. Okay, cool. So that's all right. So yeah, I actually shaved off the door hinges also. I didn't like those sticking out on there, so I have those removed as well. And I will be leaving the door handles, though. I do like how those look. The problem is that we had a bit of an issue with our drip rail while we were doing some of this filing on the other side. We did remove some of our drip rail by accident, and I'm going to see if I can find some very thin strips of styrene in the stash to try and replicate that and bring that back. And if I can't, I may end up having to remove that also. That's not too bad. A mild custom, I think, would have stuff like that done, some styling cues like that addressed. The hood's fitting on there really well nowadays. We've had to do a lot of sanding on this S-curve on both sides in order to get the fit on there really well. And I was a little bit jealous, though. I was watching Peter over at Lazy Eye Modeler today. He was talking about, he has a resin hood from, I can't remember where it was he got it from, but I think it was Drag World Scales, and he said that his resin hood fits on there perfectly. So I was like, oh man, bugger. But we did fill in the inside here with some, let's see, was it 0.020 styrene? It was, I know I'm saying a lot, and I apologize because I'm working off of memory here. Oh, yes. Somebody had commented, my retirement life is the person who had commented, and they said that it would be a good idea to fill that in with some styrene rod and cement that in there and to fill in all the gappage. And that was an excellent suggestion. So thank you very much. We did do that. And again, we used 0.020 rod and cemented it in there, let it sit for a little while, and then came back with a chisel and shaved it all down. And then you can see we have the remnants of some primer. We slathered in there some Tamiya primer, let it set up, and then we sanded it all out. And I took off the location notches on there. That was the remnants of the hinges that were mounted to the hood. Since we shaved those off the hood, we went ahead and filled in the actual holes in the firewall, and we used C-channel, and that is, you know what, let me just get that real quick. There we go. Boom, power of pause. This item number 262, 2.0 millimeter, and this is the 0.080 channel, and that stuff fit the width perfectly. So we just cut off a couple of small little chunks. I cemented them in there with the C-channel facing out for the lower part, and on the upper part I cemented them in upside down so that the flat back would be along the hood cowl. And I've been lightly sanding those to get them to match up and kind of look a little bit flush and everything. But I thought if we glue that in with the C-channel facing out, it'd give a little bit of visual interest. And down below, down in here, we're trying to figure out how to address that, because that's actually going to be where the interior tub actually clicks into place there. It's kind of ugly, but there's not much I can do about it until I actually put it all together. I'm like, I don't want to fill that and then try and paint it with the interior tub in there. So I'm trying to come up with an idea to fix that area right there. So if anybody has a suggestion on how to address that, let me know down in the description. No, I put stuff in the description. Sorry, put it down in the comments down there, and give me an idea on how I should go ahead and tackle that. I would be curious to see what you guys say. For the most part, everything's going along pretty well, except for back here where the rear fenders meet up to the body. We were having a little bit of trouble getting those to match up, so I went ahead and just sliced out a bit of styrene right there. So we'll cement that together, drop this dude back in there, and then they come back together really nicely, or much better. So there we go. So that's our little temporary fix for that right there. And I was getting kind of gung-ho about gluing the body to the actual fender and running boards and stuff, and then I had a quick chat with Lucas C, and I was asking him his opinion on that, and he says, well, let me ask you a question. How difficult would it be to put the interior tub back inside once that's all glued together? And I was like, well, I don't know, let me take a look. Oh, okay. That answers that question. Glad I asked it. So yeah, we'll be gluing those together a little bit later on in the game, but we have a color. Yay, color. And it still needs a little bit of a swirl here. This is a custom mix, and we are using, if I remember correctly, medium blue XF18 and blue X4. How inspiring. So yeah, we started off with this color here and added drops of this color here until I got the shade that I wanted, and I matched the shade as close as I could to my spirit photo that I have. We'll insert right here. So yeah, so I really want to go for that color, because the red wheels that we have picked out, and we did pull some wheels and tires out of the parts box. These are the wheels and tires we want to go with. These are from the 29 Ford Model A pickup truck kit, the 3-in-1 kit from Revell. I like those wheels because they are staggered sets. Yay! So yeah, really cool. I like how that looks. They're going to look pretty cool on the car. Like that, yep. Actually, I think I have a mock-up photo I can add right in here. So we are looking pretty good. The wheel backs on these have a different mounting system than the original ones do. So I went into the parts box and found some wheel backs, and then just sort of put them in place here, mounted them in place, and then figured out my depth, and then razor sawed the studs that came out there. First of all, I drilled the hole deeper so it went all the way through this, and then I went with the razor saw and cut off that long stud on the back there. Now, how did I come about the measurement for how deep I wanted that to cut? Well, it was quite simple, actually. This is the front wheel. This is the wheel back for the front wheel. I know it's blurry, I apologize. Let me clear out this other stuff that the camera's focusing on. So I just put this back here, held it in place, figured out, I got out the razor saw, and I figured, okay, how flush do I need to cut this? Oh, I need to cut it extremely flush. Okay, great. Well, just went ahead and cut it flush there. And then on the rear ones, I don't know if I have that available. Do I have one available? Ah, here we go. The back ones, they do have a little bit of a nubbin sticking out there. And yeah, it's not 100%, you know, we haven't cleaned it up completely yet, but that was figured out by putting it in place there and then using the razor saw and then just rotating this with the saw, like laying against there, give us a mark all the way around that post and then cut it off where we needed to. Easy peasy. We wanted to have a little bit more post sticking out of the back here because of the tire width at the fatter part right in here. We didn't want that to be rubbing up against the frame and stuff, so we wanted to have a little bit of a spacer in between the frame and the rear axle and all that kind of jazz. So everything seems like it's going to match up just fine. So we're going gangbusters on that. As a matter of fact, I do have a nice little tub of parts here that I actually lost. I've been cleaning off the desk so I could help Mrs. BG do some videos. I scooped everything up, put it in this little tub here so I could set it aside, take it out, and actually start scrubbing parts. And I lost that darn thing. I was looking all over for it yesterday, and I finally found it. So I was it's like, I'm missing everything. Why am I missing everything? But I digress. So that's where we're at with this guy here. We're going to do some more sanding on the body, see if we can't fix up that that drip molding that's coming down the front here, or maybe remove it completely. We'll see where that goes. But I'm telling you what, guys, I just really like how this is coming along, and I'm really stoked to get it finished off here. So wish us luck. Fingers crossed. We're going to be getting into primer this week, I hope. Thanks for tuning in yet again, and we'll talk to you all a little bit later on. Have a great rest of your week. Bye now.